I see talented coaches all the time fail because of these five things. And today's video is actually going to be really raw. There's no fancy stuff other than probably a bit of B-roll that Rob's going to chuck on. But the whole point of this is to get deep to the facts and help you move forward. So stay tuned in and write down these things that are going to help you move forward. If you're already doing them, great, move on to the next one. But these five things will completely change the success that you have as an online coach right now. First of all, if you're new to my channel or wondering who the fuck is he, I'm Dean and I've been in the industry 15 years now. I competed in strongman professionally for 5 years. Alongside that, I built a 10K per month online coaching business. And if I'm honest, I built it through complete grind, hustle, and burnout. And that's exactly why I now teach what I teach within the Shift, which is the program that I teach coaches to turn pro in business. And it was all because of the hustle and the grind out that I went through. Prior to that, I had a gym for 10 years. And throughout that, I actually talked to someone the other day about this, and I genuinely don't know how the hell I made the first 5 or 6 years, but I did. And it was all because I was just relentless in everything I did. But it's not the way that you want to do business. And yes, we all learn. And that's why I enjoy sharing my stories and experience and also knowledge for people to utilize and use nowadays, because I didn't have shortcuts back then. And I opened my gym in 2014 and I was in let's say a low point of my life after leaving the army. And I didn't know what to do with myself. So I just threw myself into it. And maybe that's what got me through. I don't know. But when we look at the five harsh truths that I'm going to give you today, it's really important for me that anybody that is working on themselves and their business, you do it in conjunction. Because there are so many things that you may implement into your business, but you're not actually mentally taking it on board. And what I mean by this is a lot of people are hoping for a quick fix system or method or something that's going to fix a problem. But I urge you to think about this yourself internally and start to really question the things that you do and why you do them. Because when you constantly think that business is hard, often it's simply because you're not in the right mind space, or you're not focusing on the right things for yourself. You're plugging in all these systems, you're copying other businesses and trying to do the stuff that everybody else is doing, and it all becomes noise. But when you slow things down and actually think about what you personally need as an area for you to grow as well as the business, and then you'll start to see it in a completely different light. So let's dive into these areas here. The first one then we've got is time management. And with time management and flow management, if you like, the problem that most coaches have, quite simply, is that they are reactive to their calendar and they're always on and they're never actually planning downtime. Now, this is something that is going to burn you out, period, because you go through phases and waves. You get, let's say, if you're anything like me, I got obsessed with things and I did things until the death. And you don't have that. I didn't have that off switch, if you like. I didn't have that planned time to have downtime. And then I found myself burning out a lot. So one of the best things that you can do is to actually plan your diary. Use your calendar in your phone and actually have periods throughout the week where you are blocking to do your content. For me, on a Wednesday, which is actually today, I do my content in the morning, which is my short form stuff, and then in the afternoon I do my long form stuff. So you know it's Wednesday afternoon now. But you want to block things in and you want to protect that time. You then want to block in the admin and the logistics, the delivery of all the different parts of your business. When I talk to people about this, a lot of people think, oh yeah, but it's just, I don't want to be locked in to have to do those things. Well, guess what? You're in business. And if you don't put that discipline and specific time in, then you are not going to grow your business. And that is fact. If you're not going to spend the time on your business and you're not going to utilize the time to progress things and to analyze things, then your business is not going to grow. And again, if you're looking for the quick fixes, you can jump off the video right now, because I'm not the sort of person for the quick fixes. You need to put the time, you need to put the effort in, and you need to make sure you plan your calendar and you protect what is in there. That also goes for your downtime, because again, this is vital that your downtime is seriously respected, because if not, you will find yourself burning out and then you'll regret your business and regret what you do. So the second one then is to study your content and don't just copy. Now, every person I work with, content is a huge thing. And the number one message here is if you are building a personal brand, a hybrid online coaching business, guess where your market is and guess where you need to spend most of your time. It is online. It is doing things like this. It is showing up. It is giving value. It is stamping your authority and also showing your real life. Because when you start to understand and appreciate how much you need to spend online to build an online business, then you will grow. I still speak to people now that will post 2 or 3 or 4 times a week and they're not looking at their engagement. They're not looking at what's happening. They're not focusing on the good content and doing more of the good content. They're just copying other people. Now, I've got a system that I teach inside, which is stealing stuff from people. And this is a well-known thing that I can't even remember who I took it off now, but there you go, I stole it as well. But I took it off somebody on the YouTube space. His name's completely gone out of my head right now. But the whole idea of stealing content is when you are looking at somebody that is crushing it in your industry and they've already got the momentum. The idea is to steal their stuff and make it yours. Simply because why would you reinvent the wheel and try and think of new content ideas all the time? Now, I'm not saying do that all the time, but a section of your amount of content wants to be stuff that is working really well with other people because they've put it out, they've tested it, it works. So why wouldn't you use it? You're going to spin it around for yours. You're going to put your own version on it, and you may say some parts of it different to them because you don't quite believe in exactly what they've said. But that comes from a really strategic way of doing it. But if you're just in the market and you're just posting content that other people are posting, or you're not studying your content, you're not looking at actually what is performing well and what's not performing well. And you're also, if we're dialing it right back, which I really hope this is not you, but if you don't know who your ideal customer actually is, and you don't know what their pain points are and what their solutions to their pain points are, then you're missing a massive part of the research you should have done at the start. And if you're thinking that I'm not getting leads or my business is flopping or you're getting people into your business and they're churning fast, then this will be one of the big problems that you're facing and you need to fix this. So study your content. Look at the stuff that's going well. Look at the stuff that's getting engagement. Look at the direction that you're pushing people. If you've got some form of flywheel or something that is guiding them to something of value, then see how many people are actually taking that route. See how many people are engaging on that. See how many people are winning from the stuff that you're giving them, because it's all about nurturing people as we go along. I specifically use 3-stage framework, it's called GAP framework: growth, authority, and personal. And this is the way I've transformed my business, and you can transform yours as well by using that type of content framework to attract your ideal customer. If you want access to that, it's in the description below. Just click onto the school. It will take you into my school. You'll get access to that for free, and that will change the game for you in your business. It's called the Content Strength System, and it is exactly what it says on the tin. If you haven't already done it, go there and go and get yourself in. So the next one then is to fix the offer and stop selling coaching. Now, this is something that I wanted to write down today when I was writing my notes, because I speak to so many people that will say, I'm trying to get more online clients. Okay, cool. How are you doing that? Well, I've put out that I've got online spaces. Okay, let's dial this back a little bit. Let's think about this. If you are selling online coaching, you are selling the same thing that all the online coaches are selling. And number one, it does not make you stand out. Number two, let's be honest, it's fucking boring because it's just online coaching. But also, 3, it is not the thing that they are buying. They do not buy online coaching. Now, what they do buy is the result. It's the outcome of the product that you sell. So look at it like this. When you start to do your marketing towards a desired outcome, let's say, for example, I coach over 35 men to fight against the dad bod, let's say. And I say that because that's basically what I would do if I was back in the coaching side. I actually get a little bit of a kick from thinking like the stuff we could do there. But if we were saying we're focusing on that, well, what is the outcome? Nobody cares how it's delivered. Nobody cares if it's in person or online. And we need to focus on the outcome. So what is the outcome? Okay, look, in the next 6 months, I'm going to get you in the best shape you've ever been in, and you're going to get photo shoot ready, whatever it is, right? Now, if you are thinking, but they do need to know because they need to know if it's in person or online, let me explain this to you. When you build a personal brand and a hybrid business model, which is exactly what I teach, you do not need to say whether it's in person or not, because you sell products that will go towards one outcome. So the outcome is, again, let's just say, for example, 6 months coaching program that gets you in the best shape of your life and that you can have a photo shoot at the end. Now that could be the product, and it could be delivered in any way. So it could be a, let's say, a simple PDF that you pay £20 for. It could be the next level up, which is, let's say, online coaching. It could be the next level up, which is a hybrid version where you see them once a week and the rest of it's online. The next level up could be face to face. I wouldn't advise you do that completely. Whatever the delivery is doesn't matter, because the outcome and the thing that you offer is the exact same thing. So think about this for your business. You do not need all these different avenues of how you coach people and what you're advertising. All you need to do is sell that one product and sell that one outcome. And then as you speak to the person, you can decide at what level they go through, depending on what they actually want and logistically how they want to work with you. And that, my friends, has changed the game for so many people. So look at it in your business and think about how you can align that with you. The next one then we've got is to build your automated onboarding. Now, this actually came from somebody I spoke to literally this morning, who said she took on 7 new clients, and she actually said, sorry, I didn't get back to you. I've took on 7 new clients and I've been onboarding these. I'm like, cool. How long did it take you to onboard them? Oh, it took me days, right? That was her comment, right? So why did it take you days? Why are you onboarding people in such a long process? And is it not all the same? And her answer was, well, yes. So I was like, so why don't you automate it? Her response to that was, and I have been there and I've thought this exact same thing, is that you want to give a good service and you want to make sure it's unique and it's specific to the person. Now let's think about this. If you want to scale your business and you want to bring multiple people into your business, and you're spending all your time on jobs and tasks that are repetitive, that are the same for everyone, then you are killing your time when you could be actually making content, reaching out to others, designing new offers, doing internal stuff, whatever it may be. Number one, the onboarding is tedious and it's mundane. It's the same sort of stuff that you're just doing with everyone, but also it's taking up so much time. So if you were to sign up with me right now, you'd click the link, you'd read the whole offer document, which tells you absolutely everything. And I could say that there is not a single question you would have to ask off the back of it, because I put a lot of time into it. There's also a video which will explain some FAQs, and you shouldn't need to talk to me at that point. You either go, yes, I'm in, or they click off the page. Simple. If they click yes, I'm in, they choose the option of payments, and then that will then automatically take them through to my school. It will automatically log them in because I've got it all automated. They will then do a couple of things before I then have a call with them to speak to them. And the reason that they go through that first is because, like anything, there is an onboarding process, and there are things that you need to do before you speak to or start working on the thing. And it'll be exactly the same for you in your business, but you just feel like it's the other way round, that it's not a good service. Now, nobody has ever turned around to me and said that was not a good service. They've got on the call and said, I've done all the stuff, I'm fucking buzzing, I can't wait to start, let's go. So think about this for you and your business. Like, how could you speed things up? Write a list of things that you're wasting your time on. And I'll say wasting your time because it is a waste of time if you're repeating the same stuff. Afterwards is where the actual in-depth, more specific and unique stuff comes in. So hold out for that point, but get everybody through that hoop at the start so that they're in the position to actually move forward the same way that you are with them at that point. And this, again, will save you so much time within your business and enable you to be able to, put more time into the things that you want to enjoy, and 2 is going to grow your business even more. So that brings on to the last one then, which is invest in systems, because grind does not equal growth. It's one of those things that, and I was stuck in this trap for quite some years, going back to originally when I was saying about my story of going through the gym sort of time. That feels like a blur, if I'm honest, because I was probably in survival mode. I was just grinding through. I was just doing whatever I think I needed to do at the time, and I didn't have any help. But then after a while, I got into that hustle and grind mode, and I thought working harder, working longer hours would get me more money. Now, in the respects of personal training, let's say it was £35 an hour. If I do 1, that's £35. If I do 10, that's £350. So, like, of course, if you do more, you get paid more. When you change your model and start to see that trading time for money is not the way to scale, then you can do more people per hour, and things start to change. And that's the exact model I went down originally, that sort of, like, let's say, tripled my income and made me realize that you can build a very solid offer and service without having to do everything one-to-one. And that completely changed the game for me at that point. but I still had that mentality of I need to grind, I need to graft, and I need to, let's say, earn the money that I'm being paid, right? But the problem here is that a lot of coaches think that this leads into success. But think about what success actually is, because look, success is what you make it out it is. I have recently bought a house in Spain that will be ready in 2027, and we've put a deposit down on that. It's something that we wanted to do in the next few years, but we brought it forward. And being able to have a place that we could go away to, live in the UK still, but just go on holiday whenever we feel like it, and have my hours set because I choose my hours that I work daily. I have systems operated, and I don't have any staff, so I don't have to manage anybody. That to me is what success is. Note how I didn't mention any money at all there, because look, we can talk about money and we can say that that's success, but actually that's just a byproduct of what everything else is. But success to me is having the freedom, having the ability to do cool things and buy cool things, which obviously the money is a byproduct of. But look at it about like what you see as successful. Because when you plan your time better, when you start specifically working on the things that are going to progress you faster, and you start, building systems and investing into systems that are going to speed up your processes and that are going to buy back your time, it all changes. And that is why I have had a coach for years and years. And I always want a coach in some way, shape, or form. I pick different coaches for different reasons and for different areas that they're better than me at, that I look up to. But the whole idea of it here is that when you invest into speeding systems up, speeding methods up, speeding the ways that you do things within business, you will buy back your time and you'll have more time to then spend with your family. I've got two kids, dog, missus. I want to spend time doing stuff with them. And that is all the reasons why I will invest money. Because when you invest money into a coach or systems or operating systems, whatever it is, you will buy back time. So the message is here is when you start to think that, or when you start to understand that when spending money will progress you further, then you will open the gates to a whole new level. And when you stay in that hustle and grind mode, thinking, I'll just do it on my own because that's what I'm used to doing and I can do it, you will be held back and you won't understand the difference that it can be. You have to test the water, you have to figure a few things out, and then you start to see it. And that's why I give away so many different training systems or methods and models inside my program for free, so you can test the water and be like, understand actually what it does. So again, if you're struggling on content and you want support with that, go to the description below. Content Strength System, click that, and then you'll go through to Skool and you will understand the modeling system and behind that. There's also other freebies in there if you want to indulge yourself into that. So go and get yourself involved with that. But just look at your week, look at your time, look at the things you're spending your time on, and start to analyze the areas that you need to progress. Now, I hope these areas that we spoke to today have hit a nerve in a good way and made you realize. But I'd love to know, what are the areas that you're going to focus on? Drop me a message on Instagram, and I'd love to know what stood out most for you. But until next time, I'll see you then.